This is Kevin McMurray with TrackingSharks.com, and today we're covering a surfer who lost his leg to a white shark and several other shark attacks in Australia. In New South Wales, Kai McKenzie, 23, was hitting the waves of North Shore Beach July 23rd off Port Macquarie. McKenzie appeared to be the only surfer in crystal clear water when around 11 a.m., witnesses reported seeing him quickly paddling to shore before the shark struck. Seeing the shark approach, McKenzie was able to fight the shark, but unfortunately lost part of his right leg. Despite his surfboard being torn into 3 pieces, he was able to ride the waves back to shore. A retired police officer who was walking his dog came to the surfer's aid and used his dog's leash as a tourniquet to stem the bleeding. His actions essentially saved McKenzie's life. Emergency responders stabilized McKenzie before he was airlifted to the hospital. His severed leg was later recovered at the beach, placed in ice, and sent to the hospital by police escort. It is currently unknown if surgeons were able to reattach the limb. McKenzie, who had just returned to surfing after a neck and back injury, appears to be in good spirits and plans to get back in the water, as he wrote on Instagram. A few days ago, I went through a crazy shark attack, biggest shark I've ever seen, which was a very crazy scene and scared the living out of me. He goes on to thank people for support and plans to get back on the water. A GoFundMe stated he has had surgery at John Hunter Hospital and is in stable condition. Several other ocean users have been attacked by sharks in the country this year. Ryan Lowther, 41, was surfing off Trigg Beach July 17th off the western Australian coast. Around 5:30 p.m., he was preparing to catch his last wave of the day when a large set of waves came in. Lowther ducked under the waves, and as he started to hop back on his board, the small shark grabbed his left ankle.
As I was coming back up to jump on my board, I just felt this latch right onto my leg. I just felt this crunch around my leg, and it was like razor blades going in. And I was like in a bit of shock, and I thought, is that a shark? Pulled up my wetsuit and there was blood everywhere. Told a kid next to me I've just been bitten by a shark.
He called a wave in and drove himself to the hospital. X-rays showed a piece of the tooth was left in the wound, and after receiving treatment, Lowther was sent home. "They reckon I'll be all right," he said, adding, "If the tooth comes out, I'll keep it." A spearfisherman nearly lost his hand to a shark. Jess Bailey, 43, was attacked by what is thought to be a bronze whaler July 8th off the coast of 14 Mile Beach while spearfishing. Bailey surfaced after an estimated 4 to 6 foot shark bit into his hand. His friend saw him surface after the attack and pulled him on board the boat. He was taken back to the remote stretch of coast in Western Australia's Gascoyne, then to the closest nurses' station, which was 40 minutes away. Due to the remote location, he was forced to stay overnight at the nursing station before being flown to Perth for surgery at the hospital, where he remains in stable condition. A surfer nearly lost toes to a tiger shark. Augustin Sanchez, 27, was hitting the Bombay surfing spot May 20th near the tourist town of Exmouth in Western Australia's northwest. After entering the water for about 20 minutes, he felt a tug on his foot and looked to see a 4 to 6 foot tiger shark nipping his toes. He said, "I'm sure it was a tiger because I saw the stripes." He quickly pulled his foot up and began to panic that he had lost his toes and that blood would bring in more sharks. He said, "I couldn't have the right position to paddle because I didn't want to put my leg that was fully covered in blood in the water so I don't attract them more." Trying to keep his foot out of the water made the massive 765-yard paddle back to shore even worse. He said, "I just tried to paddle back really slowly, not showing fear." Once on shore, he was taken to the hospital. The backpacker required several surgeries to repair tendons in his foot. In a provoked attack, a teen was bitten by a white shark he caught. Nathan Ness, 16, was fishing with his family April 24th in South Australia when he caught a small great white shark. After pulling up the shark, they thought he needed to dehook it.
I've heard that sharks with hooks in their mouth can't eat very well, so I thought maybe it's not a good idea just to leave the hook in its mouth.
The pair released the hook using a pair of pliers. After dehooking the shark, Nathan attempted to release the shark while his dad took a photo. The shark then grabbed the teen's left leg.
As he was picking it up, I went to take a photo of him holding that shark, and unfortunately that's when it grabbed him.
His father had to pry the shark jaws off before the shark fell back into the water. Nathan was taken to the Royal Adelaide Hospital for treatment of 3 deep lacerations. Fisheries opened an investigation as white sharks are a protected species, and individuals who target white sharks will face severe legal consequences. The penalty for capturing a great white shark is around $20,000. The Ness family said that they were unaware the shark was a great white.
I would now not bring a shark like that in the boat again. Definitely never again.
All ocean anglers should be sure to check local laws and be informed of what is legal and illegal to catch, and be familiar with what fish species are in their waters. For catch and release shark fishing, anglers should use non-stainless steel, non-offset circle hooks. Circle hooks are easier to remove, and if they can't, will rust out faster in salt water. A sea lion encounter brings tiger shark injury. A tourist was critically injured by a tiger shark February 26th off Sandlin Island. The unidentified tourist was participating in a sea lion encounter on Australia's west coast. The marine park is the only breeding area for Australian sea lions, which are some of the rarest in the world. The 46-year-old was in waist-deep water around 11:30 a.m. when a nearly 7-foot tiger shark grabbed her left leg. Kane Crowling told Perth Now the crew were watching over the tour group when he heard a lady scream. He said, "I looked, I saw blood, and I gave the signal for the crew to round everyone up," adding that he did not see the shark. He estimated it took around 15 minutes to load up the woman and others. He said, "We were 100% there for the lady. It was just a freak accident, but a very frightening experience for everyone on board." She was taken to shore and flown to the hospital where she underwent emergency surgery. So would you get in the water to swim with seals? What if they're the rarest in the world? Let me know in the comments. If you like this video, be sure to like and subscribe. Support the channel with a super thanks or membership. Follow us on your favorite social media platform with the username @TrackingSharks. Join our Facebook group by visiting facebook.com/TrackingSharks and of course, TrackingSharks.com. Thanks for watching and get wet soon.